Hi there. Today's story is The Children of Lír, and this story inspired the ballet Swan. So many years ago in ancient Ireland lived a king and ruler of the sea called Lear. He had a beautiful wife called Aoife who gave him 4 children, the eldest son a daughter Fionnuala, and twin boys Fecra and Con. When the children were young, their mother Aoife died. Lear and the children were very sad, and the king wanted a new mother for his sons and daughters, so he married Aoife's sister Aoife, who it was said possessed magical powers. Aoife loved the children and Lear at first, but soon she became very jealous of the time that the king spent with Fionnuala, Fecra and Con. She wanted to have all of his attention for herself. One day she took the children to swim in a lake while the sun was hot in the sky. When they got there and the children took to the water, Aoife used her powers to cast a spell over the children which would turn them all into beautiful swans. She knew that if she killed the children that their ghosts would haunt her forever. So instead she cast this spell, forcing them to live as swans for 900 years, 300 on Lake Derravara, County Westmeath, 300 on the Straits of Moyle between Ireland and Scotland, and 300 more in the Isle of Inishglora, County Mayo. The spell would only be broken when the children heard the ringing of a bell and the arrival of St. Patrick in Ireland. But Aoife's spell had not taken away the children's voices, and so it was that these 4 beautiful swans could sing beautiful songs and were able to tell their father what had happened to them. Lear, who had been searching for his children, came down to the lake and saw Fionnuala, now a swan, who told him of the spell cast on them by Aoife. Enraged, he turned Aoife into a moth and banished her, never to be seen again. Although saddened by his children's fate, Lear remained a good father and spent his days faithfully by the lake listening to their singing. Their 300 years on Lake Derravara were filled with joy, but at the end of the first part of their spell, the children had to say goodbye to their father forever. They travelled to the Straits of Moyle, where they spent 300 years, enduring fierce storms and spent much time separated from each other. But they survived these 300 years, and eventually they travelled together again to fulfil the final stage of their spell on a small saltwater lake on the Isle of Inishglora. The king by now had passed, and of his once glorious castle nothing but ruins remained. One day they heard the distant ringing of a bell, one of the first Christian bells in all of Ireland, and swans followed the sound, knowing that the end of their spell was near. They followed the bells to a house near the Barra Peninsula in West Cork of a holy man called Cevog, who cared for them for the last years of their fate. One day, though, disaster struck again when a man appeared at the house dressed in armour, saying he was the King of Connacht and that he had come now for the legendary and mystical swans with their beautiful singing voices. He threatened to tear down and ruin Cevog's house if the swans did not come with him, but just as he was laying his hands on them, the bell tolled again, and the mist of the lake came and enveloped the swans, turning them back into the children they were 900 years before. The frightened King of Connacht fled immediately, and the children in their human forms started to age rapidly. Cevog knew that they would soon die, so he quickly christened them before their human bodies passed away, so that their legend and their names could live on forever, for these were the children of Lear. This place in Cork is marked now by a stone today, where offerings are made and their story is still alive. Thank you. Bye bye.